You got...
How's everybody doing out there? I don't think that was loud enough. How are you doing? So if you have any questions for us, please form a line right here. We will try to answer every question possible. Come on down to the next contestant.
Oh, about this one.
I see a force balance shirt in the house. Hey, there's Jonathan.
So I'm going to start us off with a little icebreaker. During the show, there's been a bunch of really, really silly monsters. What was the one monster that when you saw, you were like, I cannot believe this. Why are we doing this? What is this? And that sticks in your memory the most?
Pachinko machine. Pachinko. It's a giant pachinko head. That's when I knew it.
I thought all of them were pretty silly. Like I was just talking to my friends about the monster that I played. The cat monster was in lingerie, which wasn't really appropriate for a children's show. I'll go with the pachinko machine as well.
And the only monsters I knew were Bulk and Skull.
We're missing a lot of people from this panel right now.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll show up.
I think all of them are actually kind of crazy.
Oh, Jason Walter Jones just got here? They're not here, I'm seeing.
Like in the main room.
Oh, they're in the, they just got here.
Sorry, go ahead, Alan.
I just said all of them. It's kind of crazy to think of the minds that actually created these things.
And all my references are going to come from VR Troopers, so that was my show. So yeah, we had the one I remember. We had one episode where you were attacked by like these alien toys, and I just didn't think that was that scary until I saw one and had these cheeks. It just kept like puffing out, and I was like, I don't know why, but that just terrified me.
So a similar question, but instead of like what particular monster, what particular episode was a little bit too much for you guys to handle as a funny show that it was? I mean, for your episode, when you had to sing for the rest of the episode, I thought that was funny. Like something like that. What's one episode that you thought was too much?
Too much. I loved all of my episodes, especially the singing one. Oh my gosh. And I loved that I was named Tanya Sloan. Doug Sloan. Where are you?
He's over there.
It's fine to get up here. And not really, because you guys were part of the first season. Get up here. Come on! You said Larry? You said Larry's brother?
Now we finally get to make them pay.
Now it's a party.
Doug Sloan has wore a lot of hats on the show. He was the writer, producer, he acted in it. He was a good guy.
He was also the director as well.
His dad or something on you?
I was Uncle Steve.
Uncle Steve. Freaking Uncle Steve.
I was Uncle Steve, the terrible airplane pilot. I was under a spell and couldn't fly his own damn plane. Hey, it's the Lincoln Brothers.
Yeah, the Lincoln Brothers.
It's an old vaudeville act.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, my name's Larry. I directed 9 episodes, and I AD'd the show for 10 years.
Yeah.
I'll answer your question about episodes,
Hold on,
too.
Larry's brother's introducing
Hi, I'm Mark Litton. I'm a writer for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Zeo, Turbo, Lightspeed Rescue, a few others.
Yeah.
VR Troopers with Doug, and Masked Rider.
For me, it was the food fight episode, and it was not, the food fight was absolutely fun. It was the drive home because there were no showers in the studio, and so I kind of smelled like I'd had 15 babies on me during the day.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Hi, this is for Brad and the writers and directors. How do you think the show would have been different if you were the White Ranger? What would have been the storyline? How would the franchise have changed? I don't know. What did you want?
It I'll intro this and then turn it over to Doug. Because that was kind of the ... We don't know where that could have went. But when I auditioned for Power Rangers, I was 18 years old, and I was auditioning for the role of the White Ranger. So when I got the role, I was on track to be the next Power Ranger and be the White Ranger. And right here at the very last minute, Jason David Frank stayed on Power Rangers and went from the Green to the White Ranger, and then I got the opportunity to play Ryan Steele on VR Trooper. So yeah, hey, there's fate for you. So I don't know, where do you think that would have gone?
I don't know where it would have gone, but originally VR Troopers was designed as a one-hero show called Cybertron. I don't know if anybody knows that.
And he played his dad.
I played his dad. But Jason was supposed to be Cybertron, and then right when this was happening, the Green Ranger thing went crazy. I mean, absolutely nuts. And I think that they were afraid that to sort of rock the apple cart, but they loved Brad, so they wanted something to put Brad in, and so they made VR Troopers a 3-person show, and they kept Jason on. But Jason desperately wanted to be Cybertron. He went office every day, dude. I want to be Cybertron.
I just went to Jason's house in Houston, and we did a con down there, and I walk in his garage. He's showing off all his toys. He's got all his nice toys. And the only thing I see is the Cybertron movie poster. And I'm like, jealous?
Thank you.
Good question.
Yep, I have a question for Tanya, Kat, and Rocky. Are you going to be in the final episode of Power Rangers Super Mega Force?
No.
We were filming in New Zealand at that time. It was hard to get out there.
Yeah. It's coming out soon, isn't it?
Well, they stopped showing episodes. They're showing reruns, which...
You'll have to wait.
All right.
Sorry.
I think my character Zio is in there, though.
Yeah,
New Zealand guys hanging out in the background. So yeah, I'm a Mega Force.
Hi guys, do you guys have any toys of yourselves?
Yes, you said we have the toys, Marcel?
Yeah.
Yes, I went home to Stockton not too long ago. Anybody here from Stockton? Anybody know what Stockton is? Yeah, and my parents, I didn't realize that I had so many toys. My parents actually had a whole box of toys. I look like a man. Like this. My head it's very funny, but yes, I do have toys. And I only have toys because of you guys giving me toys, so thank you very much. Anything I have from the show, when I left the show, was my communicator and a barrette. A pink barrette, that's it.
Wow. You should sign that.
Yeah, I should sign it. Yeah.
Hi everybody, how y'all doing? My question is, what was your favorite moment? We asked for your least favorite monsters, but what was your favorite moment out of your entire run on your shows?
My first day on set, for sure. Yeah.
Oh.
It was very special.
That was really nerve-wracking for me first day on set, but the most fun for me was doing the movie in Australia. That was very
I think that my favorite moment was when I got the call that I booked the role.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, I was like, most of you know, I was studying at UCLA. They're actually my UCLA friend is back there. She took me to my first beauty salon to get my hair did. Anyway, yeah, so my favorite moment was when I was told that I booked the role.
And I have to agree that the first day on set, it was pretty amazing that there was somebody always in front of me going, Royce Heron walking on set. It made me feel like I was really somebody.
And you are.
My favorite thing had to be, this is a weird thing, but the first day going into special effects and getting the cast put on to make the role for my head. I thought that was awesome.
Let's see. Well, when I got the call and they told me that it was congratulations, you're going to be the next Power Ranger, I was like, I don't have nearly enough spandex in my closet. I was going to have to start shopping. But But no, once I was on VR Troopers and the show was out, because I've always been a kind of person, I always just keep going about my life, and I go to grocery stores and movies and go places and do things that I like to do, and I never really think that the rest of the world is watching the show, which, I mean, between Power Rangers and VR Troopers, and we were side by side in several markets. I took some friends and we all went to Universal Studios, and we're just walking around having a good time, like nothing's going on, and this mass of kids just go, there he is! And you just see this army running at me, and I'm like, and my buddy's like, we need to run. I had no idea that was for me, and that was the day it clicked. I was like, this is a huge deal. So thank you.
Yeah.
My favorite moment, honestly, was we went to Mammoth Mountain to shoot the ski episode. And it was really, really fun. But we got snowed in for the first 3 days of shooting, so we couldn't shoot. We had to switch everything inside. Cat was there. It was awesomely brutal, but really, really fun, and it turned out good. That was so fun.
I was glad you didn't tell the other stories.
I would never.
Well, the other side of that was we saw Catherine, and she had a bit of food in her hand, and she was going, here, doggy, doggy, doggy. And Doug says, stop, don't move, that's not a dog. It was a wolf.
I'm Australian.
Ding away my actress.
I've gone pink, literally.
All right, my question is kind of the opposite of the previous one. What was like the worst moment you had on set? Like, why am I doing this? Or like, why are we doing this certain action or something?
I would say the last episode. I wasn't really ready to go. I really enjoyed Power Rangers, and I remember crying a lot. And they were like, "Cut! Do it again! Can't get it together." my powers over to Tracy. I would say that was probably the worst, knowing that I was leaving the show. I didn't know if we would all keep in contact or what was, what the future held. So yeah, that was one of my saddest moments.
I don't know. I had too much fun on there. I can't remember. I don't know. I think there was one stunt we were doing. I was hanging from a wire in the movie, and that one was kind of like annoying because they kind of leave me up there for a while. So, it was one where I was like hanging from one arm like this. So I remember, and I think that was kind of one of the times when I wish that would like take a break.
Yeah. Probably in the movie in the rapids because it was freezing cold. That was a little challenging.
And I'm going to say again, my first day on set, because I am a classically theatrically trained actress, and I had really not done a lot of camera work. And when I didn't know how to hit my spot and which side of the camera to look at, thank God Elon Rosenberg took a shine to me and began to put sandbags on the floor. I was totally embarrassed.
I think that's the same thing for me. The first day I came to set, I'm the most uber-shy person in the whole wide world until I get into character, and then I come out. But at the time, getting there and meeting people, I was freaking.
How many people were here yesterday in this Awesome. I'm glad you guys are going to hear this twice. But if you're here yesterday, I'm going to be redundant right now. And I'm not sure if Doug or Mark has wrote this, but there was an episode where Jeb and I changed personalities. And I get to finally get my revenge. But so in that episode, I was doing all the things that a dog would do, and there's a lot of tree sniffing, and there's a dog bowl moment that they probably dragged out for 5 minutes. And I was like, do we have the shot yet? Do we have it yet? No, keep going. Please, start playing it off, Hawkins. Yeah, this is awesome. Really, get in character, man. There you go, just face down in this dog food. So, yeah, that was the one that I'll be scarred for life. So, thank you, God, writers. We did a Alpha's Christmas special video thing. I directed that, and Santa's workshop was a barn in the middle of the desert in July. So it was literally like 105 degrees in this barn, no air conditioning, and the poor little people who were the elves were like passing out. It was the worst, most horrible experience in the history of my career. It was horrendous.
Yeah, I don't really have any bad experiences. I probably did, but they make good stories now, so I have no regrets or problems.
Yeah,
It's a wonderful experience.
Yeah, what he said. That's
Thank you.
Hi, my question is for the writers. What were the challenges in the second season writing the White Ranger arranging from a completely different series into Mighty Morphin?
I mean, I don't remember it as being that hard in that. You always had the Tommy character to fall back on. I mean, Tommy was Tommy, Jason was Jason, and he sort of was a force of nature, and you kind of just went with that. It really, I don't remember it as being that difficult. And the good news was you had the footage to go from. So a lot of that gave you the roadmap to how you were going to write it. But it was great because the White Ranger episode, when he came back as the White Ranger, was the highest rated kids TV episode, I think still probably, I mean, ever in history. 14 million people watched it. Crazy thing like that. So yeah, it was. Yeah, I think we beat Oprah that day.
You get a car.
I'll just agree with that. Because we had all the same characters in play, the transition was not that difficult really. It was the same show we were doing. It was kind of moving it along. I think one of the bigger challenges is when we switched over some of the Rangers when we first did that. When people went to Europe. Because there was a European Peace Conference that was and they never came back. And I'm not thinking it's the letters or emails. They didn't even choose peace. No, not that we. No, it's good. It's tough. They tried.
Good morning, and thank you for your time. I asked this question of a couple of people yesterday, but I'm kind of curious to get everyone else's perspective. In 1993, obviously, when Rangers first came out, it blew up and got very big, but still, 20 plus years later, you still have fans lining up to come and see you and to talk about Power Rangers and to talk about how it's affected their lives. When was the moment that you realized this is going to be huge?
Well, actually, for me, after I left the show, I figured, eventually it would die out. I just figured I'd fade off and drift into the existence or non-existence, whatever. But when they had the first Power MorphiCon in 2007, and I saw the turnout, I knew that at that point, that the fans were still out there. All those kids who we couldn't really relate to the fans before because you guys were little. Kids would come to the set, they'd be too shy to even look at us, and it's kind of right behind their mom, So we didn't have any interaction with the fans, and there wasn't social media back then or anything like that. So when 2017 we had that first Power MorphiCon and you guys came out, it was like amazing to me. It was a real eye-opener, so I just kind of from there really embraced it, and since then been traveling around doing shows all over the place because it's so cool to see the fans come out like you guys do. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. Delphine from For me, the show was already very successful. I didn't know a lot about the show because it had just started in Australia, but when I arrived, these guys were doing the press junket for the movie, so I didn't really see them. So my first experience was I was with Doug and Jason Frank, and we walked out of the limousine, and it was just like a wall of people, wasn't it? It was crazy at the premiere of the movie. And I kind of grabbed onto him. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? And that was my first realization of the magnitude of the show. But again, like Steve, I didn't expect 20 years later to be sitting here and meeting you guys and having this experience. So it's a real blessing. It's been such a blessing. You guys are amazing. So
yeah, and I think there's only one person on the planet who knew, and that's Chaim.
Yeah.
Because Chaim said to me, Mr. Sloan, in 20 years, this show's still going to be. It's going to be an evergreen. And I'm like, you're right, whatever. And he was right, man. That guy is a genius.
Yeah, there was three benchmarks. One, the first Christmas and toy sales. The second one was Universal, the live show. And the third one was when we were referenced on the television show Friends. They made a reference to us. And they said, now we made it because pop culture is referencing us. So.
I was lucky to be in a couple of the first episodes before it even premiered, and we were shooting. And I looked at the Japanese footage, and if you heard this yesterday, plug your ears. And I thought, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? Because it looked a little cheesy. But then it premiered, and within like a couple of weeks, the kids were on TV Guide cover, they were on the Today Show, everybody was wanting them. So it went to the top with a bullet very quickly. And I think Mr. Saban did something really right because we were waiting for some really positive role models for children at the time because there wasn't a lot. And he gave us both strong male but non-aggressive boys and very strong and beautiful young women who can take care of themselves. And I think that's brilliant. Absolutely. Yeah.
The diversity was great.
Yes.
Guys, how I know it's huge, it wasn't whenever we were doing the show, when I knew it was special. You guys, right now, 20 years later, is why it's special. Is why it's huge. 20 years, thank you.
What was the hardest monster to fight?
I knew it was actually the hardest monster to fight.
He was pretty evil. Detox was not too bad for Snail.
Doug, who was your hardest monster to fight?
Jason Frank.
Hello, you guys. It seemed like you guys had a lot of fun on set, and just thinking about set dynamics, was there ever like a blooper or something that was never recorded on camera? I'm pretty sure a lot of things happen on set that we've never seen. Is there something that you'd like to share
Have you
during your
guys got
experience
some
on
footage
set?
of that? I'm sure you do somewhere. That probably does a lot.
No, I bet Scott Page has tons.
Yes.
Yeah. Guaranteed.
It's recorded too, actually.
When you're on set that long, people start to get a little goofy and silly, and there's a lot of practical jokes and a lot of things that happen that we wouldn't want to be seen, I guess.
We did an entire scene. We had JB on the show, and JB's a good-looking, good-looking guy. But he's a little bit darker skinned than I am, so we did this little trick with him. I think it was the last scene of his episode, and we had the makeup lady cover his face in white powder. So he's basically sitting there trying to do the scene. He's going. He's trying to say the lines, and we're trying not to die laughing on camera. We're trying. He's just like, is it? Can you see anything on my face right now? It's just covering my mouth. I was like, no, you're good. Keep going.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, thanks for making time to come out and see all of us. Not in a diva way, but just in general, when you were going through your lines, was there ever a line or a scene that you went back to the writers and questioned because you knew your character so well? Sometimes when you play a character for a while, and vice versa for the writers, was it difficult to keep each character's voice different when you were writing? Did you have an understanding of who they were, their background, their history, so that it was easy to write for them, or did you ever go to them and talk to them about?
I mean, for me, they were so eloquent, the characters. I mean, it was like you really, really knew who each of them were, which is a testament to Hyman Schucke and Tony Oliver and those guys at Ellen Lee, who created the show. They were really, really well defined. And so you always sort of knew what was a Billy line, what was a Tommy line, what was a whatever. And yes, they came to the office and complained, but it was usually, and I won't mention names, Doug, did you count the lines? I'm like, what do you mean? Did you count how many lines everybody has? So-and-so has 10 more lines than I do. And I was like, listen, dude.
So that was never me. Just so you know that. That was not me.
It was more than that than anything else.
But you guys, the writers would ask us, when I first started, you wanted to know what skills I had and what talents, and they would write some about our things in. You definitely made Kat a lot more. She did everything. I was like, I can't compete with this girl. But I was a dancer, she was a dancer. I sang, she sang.
That was a tough thing. When Catherine came to the show, I mean, she was, how old were you? 20 from Australia, hadn't been to the US, I don't think. Once. I mean, it was like she was, it was really difficult for her. I mean, you were terrified. But she killed it. I mean, she really jumped in and just crushed it. She was, she was really...
I didn't have any problems with lines because I think I had 3. But I figured out, I guess I was going to be mute through the whole show, and I tried to figure out what my character would be and tried to just make that the best that I could.
And I was a day player. Day players do not question what the writers write. They speak the words, whether they like them or not, and are just very happy to be working.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just want to say thanks for all you guys to come out. It's really special just to see all my heroes from when I was young. It's fantastic. My question is, I asked this yesterday in the Unsung Heroes panel, so Ms. Appleby probably remembers this question. But did you guys know before or after about the Japanese counterpart to your series? You knew about it afterwards?
I think I saw one episode of it, and it's a little bit more adult from what I can remember. But yeah, I knew about it after I'd already filmed, or while I was on the show, actually.
Okay.
I actually didn't realize that the show was still going, the Japanese show. I thought that they had taken footage from the 70s because it looked like 70s footage to me.
That's what I thought.
But I mean, it's still going, isn't it? It's still, yeah. So bravo to them. Yeah.
Well, I know you guys. What about you guys?
On VR Troopers, I loved it because over the course of 2 seasons, it was 2 different shows. And one was Miss Howler, and then the other was Space Sheriff Shire. So for me, it was like Christmas. Every season, I got new weapons. I'd watch their like, have you seen the new footage? And I watched like, oh my gosh, I get all that. I can cycle and so yeah, I got new powers and new suits and stuff. So yeah, I was always excited.
Wait, you got new suits? I'm a little annoyed with this. And you remember our outfits? In 117-degree
weather, y'all. We had
crushed
we
velvet.
were wearing velvet and really not like thin spandex, like double spandex or something, you know, and these masks. We turned into, I mean, honestly, we started to disintegrate on this lake one day. It was like the hottest day in recorded history in LA. And Adam and everyone the gang and I, we were standing on water, and the reflection was so crazy that we actually got fried to bits. So yes, I do deeply resent the fact that you had nice outfits.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
So I've been watching Power Rangers since I was 3 years old, and one of the episodes that has stuck with me ever since was White Light Part 2. And so I wanted to ask the writers how the scene where Kim faints upon seeing the new White Ranger, how that came about.
Which one was it? Which episode? I bet you wrote that.
White Light Part 2, like Kim faints seeing Tommy.
I was cautious. Look, here's the thing about Amy is that she was really dramatic and in life and on the show. And I love her dearly. She's amazing. I really do. But she was really, really fantastic at those big dramatic moments. And I think Shooky sort of recognized that and thought, what's the most over-the-top dramatic thing we can do with AJ when that moment comes about? And that was it. She was great. She did some great stuff.
Thank you.
Hi, first of all, I want to thank you all for coming out here to see us and answer our questions. I know we're all really glad to see you. My question is directed towards the Alien Rangers. I know for me, the Alien Ranger saga, the Alien Ranger saga was so cool to me when I was a kid, because I was like, oh, these are new Power Rangers, these are new outfits and everything. It was like the coolest thing, because I don't know if it was to test the market on how viable it would be to change the suits or whatever, but in short, my question to you was, going on, did you know it was only going to be 10 episodes? And if so, how did you react to that?
I was thrilled. We came in just for the 10, and we knew that from the get-go, correct?
It was kind of an interesting thing. Yeah, I think we were going to be used to end out the season. And our episodes, though, really luckily went to number 1, which was kind of unexpected. Thrilling, right? It was really fun. So I was like, yes! And there was some talk about, maybe extending it, but, it was what it was, yes. And it was just, it was such a blast. 20 years later.
Lifelong friendships.
Lifelong friends with one of the best people on the planet. Seriously, good luck in that. I'm very grateful for the show and for meeting so many of you, and it makes my life better. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Hi again. My question is for Kat. We all know that you auditioned for Dulcia for the Power Rangers movie. What was that audition process like, going from Dulcia and then going into the auditions for the character Kat?
Well, it was just an audition. I didn't actually relate the two at all. They were probably about 6 months or so apart. I think they were replacing Mariska Hargitay.
Yeah, Mariska Hargitay was
original. Yeah. So I just went in, and Gabrielle was amazing. She pulled that suit off like nobody else. But it was her, not me. But it worked out for the best. And the same thing with the Power Ranger audition. I just went in for an audition for a children's show. That's all I knew. I had no idea what Power Rangers was. I had to do a karate scene and an acting scene, and then I met Shuki, and then I was over here. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm grateful for both the auditions, but it wasn't related at all. It was just luck of the draw, really.
Thanks, Kat.
Thank you.
Hi there. I wanted to ask you all, from your times on the show or maybe even after, was there just a particular villain or monster character that you're just real big fans of, that you just thought awesome to see on the show or even act beside?
I agree with him. I think Ivan Ooze was amazing from the first movie. He was so scary.
Have you heard Rita's voice? Come on, man, that is fantastic. She's fantastic.
I liked Rita, but for some reason I really enjoyed Diva Talks. I really enjoyed Diva Talks. A lot of men have enjoyed Diva Talks as well. You wrote her, didn't you, Doug? Next question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Save that for Scott's floor.
Thank you for your time this morning. I had a question, like from Zeo to like maybe in space, you guys would have parts like at the end of the episode where like you guys would mess up lines and like the little bloopers and everything after episodes. How are you guys able to keep the parts where you would mess up lines and actually curse, but they would bleep them out, but they would still curse on a kid show? Do you guys not remember that? Like at the end of the episode when they had like the blooper during the credits, sometimes you guys would curse and you would like bleep the parts out. Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I don't remember mine. Was it for Zeo and Turbo?
It was Zeo, Turbo, I think in space. Yeah, like they would have like little bloopers.
I think we got a memo at one point where they said no more bloops and cursing. They let us get away with it for a little while. Then we had to be way more subversive to get stuff like that in.
Thank you.
Introducing to the panel, Tony Oliver. Among other things, much ADR work and the voice of Sal.
In the fighting scene, did any of you ever get hurt in the fight scenes? This is my friend Maddie. I got hurt once, not in a fight scene, but jumping off a cliff. I sprained my ankle briefly. Do you remember that? Yeah. And that wig on the girl, and yeah. But that was really the only injury. The stunt guys were the ones that really got the bad injuries. We were very
I heard a couple of stunt guys before too. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that.
Steve did more fighting.
Yeah, we did a lot of fight scenes. I was lucky. The stunt guys were really good. You know, they were really good about protecting us. So they really went out of their way to make us look good. So then they were real professionals at it. You know, and that's why a lot of times they would do all the helmeted stuff because we couldn't do it as well as they did. I remember who got injured though. Jason Frank got injured trying to do a tree flip. He ran up a tree in Australia and like scraped his whole face across the side. I felt like
Jason also got injured going to a Korn concert.
Yeah.
The night before shooting in the mosh pit.
Oh my god.
And had a huge scratch across his face and showed up to work. Hey, you're ready for work. What's on your face, man?
In like
Korn concert.
3 or 4 episodes, he's got a silly band-aid on his face.
I know. He had to run into the show. He walks in and he says, "What did your face?" "Oh, I fell out of bed, man." And that was it. Yeah, it was good. Thanks, Korn.
Hey guys.
Hi.
I'm Smitty. I had a question here for you. Why did we not get a Zeo movie?
Why is it always me? Why am I the bad guy?
Jonathan's not here.
I would have given him a movie.
I'm joking. I love you, Jonathan. I guess there was no answer to that. Maybe to be continued. They may have run out of footage and they were trying to go into Tara, right? That's the truth.
Yeah, it was merely a matter of timing. It's like by the time they got the second movie booted up, they was Turbo. So they just missed the this
window of opportunity.
Yeah, that's all.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I think there should be another movie where we're mentors and sages, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, my name is Folsom, and I'm a first timer here, and I'm a bit overwhelmed by all this.
Welcome!
Thank you.
For the Rangers, what will be your next color as well as next kind of Zord? Animal or vehicle?
An animal or vehicle?
Yeah, the shoes.
What color?
Yeah,
Can't
next.
be the same.
Okay.
I want to be pink still. I want to be Pink Ranger. That's what I feel like. Other than maybe the leader, the White Ranger, I'd take that off.
Yeah, I don't get that easily.
No!
Unfortunately, in the schedule, we got a couple of the actors are going to have to take their bows, so thank you very much.
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for coming out. You can have clap for yourself. I will be resting in my Zio suit today at my table at 2:30 from 2:30 to 4:30. So you can come on by and take pictures. Get out.
Voice actors will be going in here, so, all right.
To stop Hydra, I must go to their base of operations, Sin City Candies Club. I wonder if this is— oh my god! Sue, what are you doing? Put on some clothes! Can't tell me what to do, Johnny. I'm not invisible anymore. Got that right. Jeez, I thought I was the hot one.